I was excited for Absolver. I'm a sucker for Souls-like games, and when I heard the premise of a Souls-like Kung Fu game, I was hooked from the start. I think Absolver was one of the last games I was genuinely excited for. I watched developer streams and any gameplay I could, and pre-ordered the game, and little did I know what I was getting myself into. If you're watching this video, you probably are wondering if Absolver is even playable or fun or whatever in 2019. Probably got it from the Humble Monthly and thought it looked cool, so let me check it out from a person that bought it day one and show you some up-to-date gameplay as well as any updates that they've done to the game. I'm completely new to this as well too, because there's a lot of changes that's happened since I've played. Now, I'm no expert of Absolver. I never was super deep into PvP, neither was I a diehard play every day for months fan, so let me break down the game for you. Story-wise, Absolver doesn't really add much. I think this actually helps the game because you aren't the chosen one, you aren't on a quest, you just are spawned into reality with a group of other mask-wearing goops, and you're sent into the world to find the power and pieces necessary to open a door to the spire. You're challenged to champion and become Absolve. That's it. It's that simple. Although I think it was almost purposely hidden like a Souls-like game to make you focus on the actual gameplay, which is the star of the game in the first place. Now let's get to the meat of it. The gameplay. Starting the game out, you choose your skin color, your hair, and your fighting style. This is where the game starts to show how unique it is. You choose your parry style, whether it's the tanky super armor that allows you to push through your enemies' attacks and strike and get your health back, or the traditional parry that counters your opponent's attacks and lowers their guard. And last, and my favorite, is the dodge, where you bob, weave, and jump past punches and kicks. Now to the actual martial arts play, it's rather spot on. The game was made by developers that actually study some of the techniques used in this game and use themselves for motion capturing these techniques, which is really a cool fact. Combat is really broken down into two different types: sequencing and transition attacks. You have what is called a combat deck, and is referred to and is split into 4 different stances: front, left, right facing, back, left facing, you know the deal. It's all the 4 cardinal directions. Your transition moves you from these different stances. It sounds very simple. This is where Absolver shines in this gameplay. In order to learn more moves, you must learn them from your enemies, meaning you must block and dodge and you'll see a bar fill up until you eventually master that attack and you can add it to your arsenal. Using the parry makes the bar fill up faster, and once you learn these moves, you can add them to your combat deck and use these moves so you can expand your own arsenal. Want to be Harwong and from Tekken and only use a flurry of kicks? You can do that. Want to be a boxer and only have punching moves, hitting hard haymakers? You can do that. Sadly though, there are no grabs, but there are a bunch of nice moves. You can duck, sweep, and even jump kick. Normally, I made my combat decks with quick flurries of blows you can easily repeat into an infinite combo, meaning one stance ends up being into another stance, ends into another. You get the gist. This simple yet complex system adds onto itself when you start adding in weapons with their own combat decks and special powers such as lifesteal or gravity pushing to make their opponents heavy. All these systems add on to each other and gives you an exhilarating experience. Hard hits feel like they hurt, they sound like they hurt, the enemies stagger like they hurt. Dodging and moving through enemies' attacks feel mesmerizing as you learn the moves and how to react and combo into each other. So the main story consists of 3 bosses and 6 mini-bosses scattered around a surprisingly beautiful shell-shaded world. Once you defeat them all, you go to the final bosses. You would think that's where the game ends. No, being a Souls-like, there is of course seamless multiplayer. Players are always around the world. You'd be fighting an enemy, losing to another person can come up and help you. Travel the world or even just spawn with you. I remember back when game first came out, the system wasn't really working for me at the time. At launch, I think I actually beat the whole game without seeing another player. But this second playthrough with other people made this game feel that much alive. Even in 2019, there are still people running around trying to help you or even harm you. After beating the game, you can always go around the world and collect the rest of the moves you didn't learn, or learn the 2 other fighting styles you didn't pick up at the beginning of the game. Or you can seek out the elusive Drunken Fistmaster and learn the 4th fighting style. Speaking of learning, you can make your own fighting school. This is almost like builds that people can join and try out moves and playstyles that they wouldn't ever think about using. All these schools allow for you to just try out a build of a top PvP player and hop right in. Now let's hop onto PvP while we're talking about that. It's kind of broken up into 2 different styles. There's the open world PvP we were just talking about with randoms, and then there's matchmaking PvP. There's 1v1 battles and 3v3 dominion battles, which is just domination. Doing these battles nets you special currency called fragments, which can be used at altars to unlock special equipment, emotes, moves, and powers to use, so it gives it a little more longevity. This was not in the base game. Well, the PvP matchmaking was there, but the store definitely was not. And then there's one last mode that I saw that I didn't know existed, and I guess because it has the giant picture for it when you click it on Steam, is Downwell. This is an endless dungeon you can do with up to 3 friends that nets you this new currency called Gleam, as well as enemies that can teach you the new 5th fighting style, Jeet Kune Do. See how long you can last and see this gem gets turned into fragments to use in that same shop. It's a nice alternative PvE in-game for those like me that suck and beating people and I don't really want to fight people, and if the game dies or something of the sorts, you still have this, you can still play the game and enjoy it and stuff like that. So it's a really nice little feature. It's, other than the Downwell mode and the shop and multiplayer working, nothing's really changed since release. They've probably added a lot more through patch notes and stuff like that, but these are the only significant changes I can see when starting up the game as somebody that's played the game front to back at the start of the game, and that's it. I do gotta say, this game is really exceptional. It's a really great fighting game, though it is very, very hard to learn. Once you learn it, it's so fun, it's so rewarding, and so frustrating when you get hit and you lose because you die and fall off a cliff over stupid stuff, as you probably see on screen. And I think that's another downfall of this game. I almost said Downwell, no pun intended. It relies on the players to make the game that much more fun and replayable, and I have a feeling that's why the Downwell mode was made. But just in case no one plays, you can still play. But if you're looking for something you can seek hundreds of hours to, this is not the game. My first playthrough I beat the game in 1 sitting, and my second playthrough I beat it in around 6 hours. The game fairly short in terms of getting to the end. It's just about how much of a completionist you are if you think you want to unlock all the clothing and moves or whatnot. Nonetheless, the game is still a great time sink, and I do recommend you play it at least once, 1 sitting, even if you don't play with anybody else. That's it. Sidebar. Gosh, it's been a long time. Yeah, it's not much to say. Been living life. I got some more videos coming up. I'll probably do a Kurt Spell video because I've been really getting into that. That's probably going to be coming very soon as well with situations like this. But I have nothing really to say to you guys. Just enjoy the video. Peace.